Thanks for that. Yeah. Do I get them louder? Super loud? I'm gonna have Dan go super loud on this.
Simon's got the super loud one, so.
Awesome. Well, I definitely appreciate you all being here. Look at all the beautiful people here. So thank you. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah. It's trying to figure the synergy here in the office. So it's funny because we were talking to some agents yesterday, some recruits, and immediately they felt the vibe in here, the pulse in our office, which is something that we've been missing for a bit, right? So it's awesome to feel this. Well, thank you again, and it's a big contributor to all of you here at KW South Bay. So let's go ahead and get started. August 3rd already.
We're gonna do a little
Yeah.
about it.
If you're not aware, and if you're a Dodger fan, it's all the passed away yesterday. Yeah. Such an amazing icon person, right? Many years. I don't know if you know a little bit of history of Vin Scully.
I think he's the longest serving broadcaster in all of sports in American history.
Yeah.
Like I think he was doing it for like 60 years. Like I don't know the exact number, but he was the Dodgers with the same team with the Dodgers for like 60 years, some crazy number of years. Is that what it was? 67 years with the Dodgers. And he followed him from Brooklyn, if I remember correctly, right? So, I mean, just wow. And you guys know I'm a huge Dodgers fan. Like my office is a little shrine to Dodgers, and
Go Giants.
Come on.
We were having a moment, and then someone,
And I'm no fan of the Dodgers, and Vin Scully was a class act.
yeah,
Absolutely.
well,
In fact, the Giants paid tribute to him last night at Oracle.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. There you go. Yeah, just what an icon.
Yeah.
He was the first years of Dodgers I once attended or heard on the radio or on TV. He was the announcer, so.
Well, the good thing is he definitely lived a good life. I think he was in his 90s when he
Yeah.
last yesterday evening. So here's to Vin Scully. Dodgers. All right. Next slide. All right, our mission and our beliefs and our vision. So you guys ready to repeat after me? All right, are you ready? The count of three. 1, 2, 3.
To
Provide ideas for the place where they need power, train, motivate, to experience growth, wealth, and legacy that allow us to live. Our belief. When the values of your company align with your own belief, you know you found your professional home. Our vision. To achieve amazing professional, personal development, so that KW South Bay remains. Next slide. There's not much I can say, right? He finally popped the question. And he was in it, yes.
Take another woman out of her.
So we definitely wanted to promote and, such a powerhouse rock star team, Jennifer and Manny. So we wanted to, delight them that she definitely said yes. And this was, where was this taken, Manny?
That's the left corner. You see the piece of the west wall.
Wow.
The vision wall there. Nice spot. It was a big, like 40 degrees, or 40, like 100 degrees.
Yeah.
Right for a night, it was hot, but people.
The big question, you said yes, right? That was the biggest. Yeah. How romantic. We're so happy for you. Congratulations. By the way, leadership behind the scenes is working to get something like a party event going on this month in August. myself, and Holly and Mary, we're all getting together, and it's gonna be here. We're gonna have it here, because this is probably the best location that we can handle more agents in the office. So be on the lookout for that email, okay, to celebrate their awesome engagement. So again, congratulations. All right, next slide, please.
Simon, we can't hear you.
Oh, you can't?
You're talking really quiet or the camera is bad.
All right. I can switch it. All right, 1 second, guys. Now, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay. All right, we had to use this mic.
I don't think we can hear her though. Natalie, can you say something?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's gonna come out of this one for now.
All
So we're gonna have to play back and forth. I don't think we need, she just needs to click, click, click. That's all she needs to do.
No talking.
No talking. She is my right arm. Well, they're saying much better on the sound, so I think this definitely works. Many, I think we need to get a new camera, sir. All right, next slide, please. All right, congratulations to the August birthdays. If your name is up on the list, please stand up. Come on, please stand up. That's a lot of birthdays. I thought that was a birthday song. So happy birthday to all of the agents on the list. And August is definitely one of the best one because it's my nephew's birthday and it's my baby sister's birthday as well in August. So happy birthday to all of you for August. Next slide. All right, our August KW anniversary. Look at the list of people. So congratulations. And thank you so much for being part of KW South Bay. Amazing. Okay, Leanne, Champagne. Wow, Champagne's on here. Dale, haven't seen Dale in a bit. All right, so congratulations to all the KW. All right, next slide. All right, we want to congratulate the newest members of South Bay. So if your name is up here on the list, please stand up. I saw a couple people. Where are they? They're hiding in the back over there. We have Jesus, Paul. We have Benson as well. Benson. Zena, is Zena here? And we have Camilla, Jenny, Gregory, Kevin, and Anastasia. So congratulations. Thank you for choosing South Bay as your place. We look forward to seeing you grow your business. So by the way, I just want to share a little thing of Jesus, Mr. Jesus back there. So he was a KW agent back when again, Jesus? 2016, 2018. So it took me a while to hook you back and bring you back to KW, man. So we're definitely grateful to have you back with the family. So congratulations. Thank you guys for being part of KW. Okay, next slide. And that's all right, Maria. Yeah. Maria, up here, please. We got to get you right here.
Okay, so thank you all for supporting us in the second month of closings that we had. We did really fantastic for a second month of me being here. I appreciate everybody. So that was fantastic. So on August 17th, I'm going to teach an escrow intro class. So it's going to be good for everyone because even the more current events that have happened of late, you know, I'm going to provide some updates with regards to that, vendor relationships and those kind of things, just to update you, let you know what's going on, and then just kind of give you a walkthrough of the process. So anybody that wants to attend on the 17th of August, it'll be from 11 to 12 right before the meeting. So you won't want to miss that. And because we had such a great month, I wanted to give a little gift to someone, do a drawing. $700 of scratchers for one of our agents that closed escrow with Escrow South Bay, and Simon Pickens.
How many are we gonna pick?
Just one,
Just
just one. One person's gonna.
Let Ed do it. He has the lucky.
Oh, man.
Do it, Ed, do it.
Edmund, what? The winner of 100 scratchers, which could possibly be a whole lot of moolah, is Tiffany Dixon.
Oh, my gosh. Tiffany here. Does she have to be here?
No, she does not have to be here.
Yes, she does.
No, I don't want to.
Don't waste our time.
We're on Zoom, so I don't want to.
Is Tiffany on? Is Tiffany on? No, she's not here, so
See? Yeah, she don't even know.
I'll deliver them to her. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you guys.
Oh,
Awesome.
All right,
Congratulations,
thank you
Tiffany.
guys. Veronica, so come by and say hi to Veronica whenever you guys get a chance. And
Yeah.
thank you all.
Well, what we should do is next team meeting, have her come in and we can introduce her. So,
Yeah,
beautiful.
I am making her work right now.
Yes,
Jump her in. But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
We'll bring her next time. Thank
Oh, Maria, do
you.
you want to talk about your class, Intro to Escrow?
She did great. I just-
Oh, you sorry.
Weren't you listening yet?
He was trying to pick a winner.
Yeah.
Thinking not to spend all that moolah that he's gonna be getting.
No worries. Awesome. So congratulations to Tiffany. Hey, you know, it's surprisingly, we had a couple agents in the office won the mega lotto this past weekend. They got 5 out of 6 numbers.
What did they win?
5 out of 6 numbers. They almost would have been multimillionaires. 5 out of 6. So I think their prize is just shy of $10,000. Yeah. So,
Was it Ed? I mean,
no.
Al?
Yeah, it's a group of people, including myself.
Oh.
Yeah, well, there was a pool of agents that put in $20 on Thursday, and I think it was 9 of us that ended up winning 5 out of 60. Can you imagine that? You know, everyone. I would have showed up. to work, absolutely. I love what I do. Yeah, come on, Stephen. Most probably will. I'll probably go on a nice, decent vacation. So anyways, all right, thank you, Maria, appreciate it. Next slide, Chris Rivera with mortgage updates. Let's give him a round of applause.
Make this quick because I know we have a panel coming up here. Some good news, rates have kind of slid down as we've seen over the last week and a half, which is great. We're hovering still about 5.25, depending on the parameters, FICO score, LTV program, that sort of thing. But that's good. Rates are still relatively good. So you can pass it on to your clients. Just wanted to let you know, we have seen a slowdown for us. We're seeing more and more ARM products. That's at least what I'm experiencing. And clients are actually asking me about them before I even mention it to them. So it's one of those things, keep it on your top of your mind when you're talking to your clients about ARM products, because they do want to know more about them. Hopefully you guys attended my class a couple of months ago and got educated. If not, reach out to me and I can give you a real quick 5-minute splash course on it so that you guys are up to speed on how they work, just the real quick parameters on them. And then in the future, you guys asked for another first-time home buyer seminar. We are going to have one. It's later in the month. It's August 27th. It's on a Saturday. But in preparation of that, I'm doing a class next Friday, not this Friday, but on the 12th at 10:30 here in the office. I'm sorry, that's the seminar. It's actually at 11 o'clock here in the office on Friday. You guys will get the flyers. Paulin will send them out to you. But it's really designed for you guys to get trained a little bit about the down payment assistance programs and how they work. There's some forgivable ones out there that we're going to explain to you and how they work so that you'll have some knowledge. And then you can get a flyer from Holland with your name on it already pre-printed so that you can get it out to your sphere. So you can ask people to come in on that Saturday so you can kind of be ahead of the curve. More and more offers are starting to get entertained with down payment assistance programs or FHA and VA to low down because, well, There's only 2 or 3 offers on the property. Properties are sitting there longer. You guys know that. Don't need to really go deep into that. But that's the reason why these programs are now becoming a little bit more viable for buyers. So do yourself a favor, come next Friday so you can learn about them and then pitch them to your sphere and get them into the class for Saturday on the 27th of this month. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse. I was in Cabo last week. That's why you guys didn't see me. Maybe why I look a little tanner.
That
But-
definitely was 10, right?
I lost my voice there. I wasn't at the mango deck. That wasn't me. Anyway, you guys have a great day and enjoy the panel. Wish you the best.
Awesome. Thank you. Did I hear that correct? You said interest rates are coming down?
But the Fed just raised rates.
Right. Interesting. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Chris. Appreciate the updates. All right, next slide, please. All right, so let's get our panelist of people that were part of last week's shift. So Frank, get up here, Frank. Let's give Frank a round of applause. There, I'm introducing him.
Oh, it's you, Frank.
All right, and Fred Howard. It's Aaron here. He walked out, okay, and then Leanne. Okay, cool. We'll do this.
You were here.
Yeah, well, we're gonna chime in as well, Ed and myself as well, so please take a seat,
By the
guys.
way, if you get all these agents to buy lottery tickets and they win, you're gonna have to find a lot of agents to replace them because it won't be coming back. Your numbers will be messed up.
I think they'll still show up. That's my opinion. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. Really appreciate you coming up and just giving us some insights, aha moments, nuggets that you picked up from James Shaw's workshop that was last week. So we'll start with you, Frank. What was one of the biggest nuggets that you picked up?
Nuggets, huh? Well, I guess I'll kind of go around the block on that, and that is that when COVID hit in 2020, I mean, we're all doing our thing, right? So in February, March, we're doing our thing, and then COVID hit, and it was like, oh, it might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, might be whatever, and then all got shut down. It took me about a month to figure out, oh, the cheese has moved or the shift has hit the fan, and what the hell am I gonna do? Because we were kind of out of work. And so what I did for myself, and I'll be talking about this a little bit later, and that is the scheduling and the calendar and what it is that you need to do. What became apparent to me is like, I need to reorganize my day and my life around what I can do now, what I can control now. And so since March of 2020 or April of 2020 is when I created that. I'm still on that plan and it works great for me. So when you have a shift, you have to decide on what it is you're going to do. You have to do things differently. As you all know, you could go take a listing and you'd have to go out the back door just so you wouldn't get mugged because people knew you were there and they want that house. Now you take a listing and you have it on the market for weeks and it's crickets. Like, where'd everybody go? And that happened really fast. So when that happens, you just have to gather yourself, figure out what's going to work for you. You create your schedule, right? And figure out what's going to work for you and then go down that road. You have to also be learning constantly because, especially if you're new, I mean, I've been through shifts before, so I kind of know basically what I need to do, but I'm always learning. I'm always listening to what it is that we should be doing, and always learning is super important, especially if you're new, even if you've been doing it for as long as I have. As long as you are paying attention to what's going on and you get this information out so much easier than it was back in 2008 and 10 and all of that. Like everything is coming at you like a fire hydrant. But you put all that together, then what you do, like a long story to your question, but
no, that's perfect.
What
It's good to hear.
yeah, what you do then is you regurgitate that information that you're getting back out to your sphere of influence, your clients, past, present, future, all of that. You could do it on video, you could do it on email, you could do it in texting. But if you put all that back together and just put it back out there, then they're going to look at you in a more trusting way. They'll be like, oh, this person knows what they're talking about, more or less. So that's what I would suggest that in a shift. And I don't know if there's any big nuggets I got out of that because I've been to shift many times.
What do you tell your clients when you send emails or whatever?
Well, it depends on,
Like what
is
did
it a
you?
seller, is it a buyer, and where are they in the timeline? But basically, what I feel right now, yes, the interest rates have gone up. Everybody knows that. That works in your favor because when the client knows what's going on, you don't have to be the one trying to convince them. They're already convincing you. Like a listing I have over here, I put it on at 1.4. We decided that before the interest rate change. Then we got it on the market, crickets. So what I did then at that point is, I'm just having conversations with them about the market. They're following the market too, so they're already in the game. And when it came after 2 weeks on the market, I told them you need to reduce the price, which I had said before. We'll look at this next week, kind of thing. And how much? And I said, well, we're not getting any showings, so probably 8 or 10%, 8 to 10%. And then, long story short, they came back to me and we ended up reducing $100,000 after 2 weeks on the market. Still not sold, but I do have an offer now, and I do have another showing today, so we'll see what happens. So in terms of sellers, you're telling them, the market slowed, the interest rates have gone up. They know all this. You're basically telling them. But the key thing is you got to ask them questions to find out where they are in the process. Because you can tell them all kinds of stuff all day long, but if it's not something that's interesting to them or that they want to know, then you're off base. So ask them questions. Well, what do you feel the market's doing? What's happening in your world? And they'll tell you pretty much what the answer is going to be. And then you can come in with the answer that you already knew anyway. For buyers, the good thing, so my take on the market right now, I'm not worried about the market at all right now. I think it's balanced out to be more of a normal market. I think it was in 2013 when the interest rate went up half point or whatever it was, and the market stalled for about 30 days. And then more buyers come in the market. They start buying. The buyers that got stalled or pushed back on their purchase price, they're back in the market. And things began moving again. I believe that will happen here as well, even though we've had another rate increase, but it really didn't affect mortgages too much. For buyers, the positive is, look, you're going to get a discount on the house. Homes are much more, or pricing is much more flexible right now. Maybe not the first week it comes on the market, but if it's been sitting a bit, you're going to get a discount on the house. You might have to pay a little more in the interest rate, but you might be able to buy the house a little bit lower. And then in the future, you might be able to refinance to a better rate. But overall, I think the market's great. It's not a problem. It's just, we've been doing what, 10 years of like, or 8 years of like, it sells like within a week or two. And now we're back to, oh, maybe it's going to take a few months to sell. Okay, cool. And then be calm. Don't freak out for your client. Just be calm, but be cautious with them.
So how long do you let the property sit on the market before you're reducing the price?
That's a variable question, but generally, my general rule is 2 weeks. Right. So every 2 weeks, I would probably adjust price. And it could be sooner, it just depends. I dropped 100,000 on that. I had a condo at 650, I dropped it 50. I have a house in Chatsworth and that was at 799. I dropped it 100 and now I have 10 offers. So it just, and you got it. Don't go for weenie price reductions.
Right, it doesn't do any. So 8 to 10% is average price reduction?
No. It just depends on what's going on the property. If I got showings, I might be a little bit less than 8 or 10%. If I don't have showings, maybe it's 8 or 10%. If it's like nothing, no calls and nothing, then it might be 15 or 20. It just depends. But you also have to be tapped into what's going on in the market. Does that make sense? I guess that's a long answer to your question.
No, that's perfect. Just because you're in the trenches of it, you know exactly how to maneuver, have those uncomfortable conversations with your sellers because their point and their position is obviously getting the most possible, right? And if we go back 6 months, it's not what it was then. Now it's totally, totally different. You said earlier you had to do a price reduction of 100,000 in order to start getting some traction, some momentum. So, good information.
Yeah, if you make weenie reductions,
You're gonna,
basically you're just following the market down. You're just chasing the market down. 5,000, 10, 15, 20,000, 50,000 bucks, probably not much is going to happen out of that because, you know, you can ask the seller, well, you know, if you were a buyer going to buy a home and you knew what's going on in the market now and all of the flexibility, and you saw prices 1.4, would you make an offer if you like the house? Well, sure you would. Would you make it a 1.4 or 1.35 or 1.3 or whatever? I don't know. You probably would. Why not? Give it a shot. Throw a coop on the wall, see if it sticks.
What about for pricing the listings? Since what's sold, it doesn't carry anymore, you know, the future pricing.
Right.
What do you use? What is your gauge?
Right. Typically, an appraisal will go back to 90 days. That's typically what I would do too. But right now, I'm only doing 30.
So the prices that sold 30 days ago?
Yeah, I don't go any further than that because those are homes that started getting into escrow before the interest rate changed. Now, as we move forward, then I can add to 60, I can go to 90 days,
Right.
you know, it'll be better. But honestly, the bottom line is the market is great. It's more balanced, it's even, it just makes a lot of sense. And if you'd asked me, even in 2020, I think they should have started raising the rates back in 2019. So that, you know, where are you gonna go if there was a problem? But, you know, now that we're finally raising rates, but they should, even like 1/8%, 1/4%, the market would absorb it easy. We wouldn't have been going crazy writing offer. I mean, we're working 7 days a week, 20 hours a day. It was insane. And it's not sustainable, nor are the prices, but, you know, we managed to deal with it. And now I'm like loving the break. Like I try to leave work at 3 o'clock. Right, I'm done. You know, I don't work Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, but yeah, sometimes I don't even work in the afternoons on the weekends. It's just take advantage of it while you got it.
Right.
But to do that, you have to absolutely be doing your lead generation consistently every single day. So every morning I'm in my office, all you'll see is the back of my head because I'm on the phone. That's all I do all morning long.
Right.
And then you know, I do whatever else if I need, I have a quota. So if I have some calls to catch up on, I'll do that in the early afternoon after lunch. And I want to get out of here by 3, especially in the summer. I want to go like enjoy my life. I spent 2 years being a realtor over the last couple of years, just driving myself into the ground. And you know, I'm not interested in doing that right now. I mean, if it happens again, yeah, I'll do it. But I'm taking advantage of the break.
very good. You said something, Frank, that really resonated because if you were a part of my Ignite, I kept saying about prospecting, right? Lead generating, right? I kept constantly reminding the importance of that because that ultimately opens up opportunities. You know, it's a contact sport, right, Bob? Every opportunity can be that next one, right? That buyer is looking to buy, sellers looking to sell, investors willing to buy another investment property. So awesome. All right.
So
You gotta understand, me and Frank been together a long time.
Your buddies.
his wife's my best friend.
Yeah.
So at 1:30, I'm going to be talking to the mentor group about this stuff, about the like you build a house, right? You need a foundation.
Right.
We're going to talk about the foundation at 1:30, and it's along these lines. So if you're interested and you're not a mentor group, feel free. You can come in here and you know, hang out with us.
Beautiful. Awesome. Mr. Fred Howard.
Well, you know, I am so glad Frank went first. You know, I am so glad. Listen, you know, I want to say this. First of all, I commend KW South Bay for staying together, glued together, even during the pandemic, because many people fell apart. A lot of times, you know, I have one quote that I'm going to share with, so you'll know when I'm finishing. It'll be on my phone. I'm going to read it from the Shift book. That really hit me the best. And I'm going to start it off with leverage. Because many of us, when we started talking about shift, we started talking about it when the interest rates started rising, when houses started staying on the market longer. But the shift actually happened in March of 2020. Has anyone ever driven a stick shift?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you my story. I used to work at Nissan Motor Corporation right off the freeway, the 110 and the one, it was that big building. And yeah, the 405. And so one Saturday I was working and my boss said, I need you to go to the burger spot and get a burger. And Nissan, most of their cars are stick shift, right? So he had a stick shift truck. And I was like, yeah, I can do it. Like I tell our mentees, there's nothing that you can't do, right? Because you have all the people around you. So I get in this truck and I'm going and the gears and I'm jerking, and I'm going down Avalon to get to where I need, and I eventually got the hang of it. I got the burgers and I got back, but it was an experience that I understood that when you're dealing with a shift, it's not going to be smooth. It's going to be a jerk. It's going to thrust you into something. So my shift actually happened, when it happened in March of 2020, when everything shut down. A little bit of my history, I was in the last shift in 2007, 2008, when I almost lost my home. And that took me to a level of knowing what it is that I'm in the business, yet I almost lost my home, but I came out a better person. I'm still in the home. Amen, somebody.
Oh my God.
Interest rate is only 2%. Payment is only $1,400 a month. So I came out of it with my head held high. However, now that we're dealing with this shift, there's one thing that it talks about. It talks about leverage. It's talking about leveraging what you have. And that means that whatever you have, that's what you ought to use. You ought not spend exorbitant amount of money to do things. You ought to spend what you have. And so what I've learned is even through the bumps and the jumps, like Frank said, the market is great. What I did in shifting in 2020, you remember you couldn't go into a house too much without a P, and that was a headache to get the P sign and then to get all that done. So you know what I did? I focused on multipass. I focused on my buyers that didn't have to go into the house. All they needed to do was drive by and then make a decision on whether they wanted to, so that my next time getting in the house was when it was time for inspection, which was my best move ever, because I think that was my best year in real estate, when I dealt with those buyers that didn't have to walk in and peruse and do all this. They just needed to be there during their home inspection. So when you're shifting, you have to leverage. And when you leverage, you're leveraging what you have. You're leveraging, like Frank said, that's why we're doing a productivity class today, time. You're leveraging that foundation, making sure you're doing the dollar productive activities that are going to get you the business that you need to have. Now, many of you know, real estate is not the only thing I do, okay? So I find myself pulled to and fro, but I have to shift not only in real estate, but I have to shift from talking to hundreds of people to talking to a camera every single week. I still work it. No. Okay. So I'm gonna, the one thing that got me was the tactic that it has in the shift book, leverage. It's called do more with less. And I think it works for you to look at. It says, when the market turns, it's time to roll up your sleeves and for everyone around you to do the same. It's time to work both smarter and harder. It's time to evaluate which resources and services must stay and which ones need to go. It's time to consider effectiveness and efficiency as tools of necessity. It's time to see what bang you get for your buck. Right. Okay? Cutting expenses and finding your margin doesn't necessarily mean diminishing quality or delivering less. It does, however, demand getting things done with less money available to do it. So in this market, remember, the market doesn't dictate your business, you do. Because the market is not the interest rates. The market is not how many loans people can get. The market is not how many homes are on the market or how much inventory is out there. The market is how are you relating to those that are around you that have the need and necessity to either purchase or sell a home, okay? I realized early in real estate, when I stepped out, I was still paying my office bill, stepped out of real estate, and I realized at a Christmas party, Keller Williams Christmas party, I realized that every day somebody is buying or selling property, somebody is always in escrow, somebody is always getting the escrow check. And I ran into this dude on that Christmas party and he said, well, when are you gonna do it? And right at that Christmas party, I was with my wife and I said, you know what, honey? I'm going to let you know that by your birthday, now I gave myself some time because her birthday is April 1st. I said, by your birthday, I'm getting back into real estate full time. And I never looked back. Now I hold on to Frank because Frank is the one that made me quit my full-time job when I first started real estate. And then years later, he says, when are you going to do it again? You got to stick to people who are going to be a benefit to you. You have to stick to people who are not going to look at your negatives, but are going to look at your positives and challenge you for what you can do. The shift does not make you. It's not the shift, it's what you do in the shift. If you sit down and do absolutely nothing, guess what's going to happen 90 days later? Absolutely nothing. But if you do lead generation, if you set your calendar, if you're committed to that time that's on your calendar and you do it, it may not happen the first day, it may not happen the first week, it may not happen the first month. Some will, okay? But if you keep on doing it, methods and practices do not change. They work. And so even though you're going through the shift, you got to keep on jerking, keep on going forward, and don't let these outside influences stop you. You got a license for a reason. You got a license to sell and buy real estate. You got a license to be a professional to tell people what they don't know. And if you just label yourself as a professional and you share with people what the market is doing, and they should not be afraid, they should not step back. Now's the time to move. Now's the time to make it happen in your life. I hope that's encouraging to somebody. And I'm just
Along those lines, I mean, when you talk about shift, just spin it. Like I was working this job and I got a new job. Now I'm working this job. You shift, right? You do something different at this job than you did at that job. That's all we're talking about. You're still in the same business, you're still the same person, but you just change what you do. And along the lines of what you read there, who's paying for anything that isn't making them money? Raise your hand. One person, that's it? Two people? Three, four?
There's a lot of things
Five?
that are.
Yeah, so if you're paying for something, meaning that it's supposed to be making you money, like you're paying for leads, but they ain't panning out or whatever, you're not making any money on it. That's the stuff that you need to get rid of now. Because, there's a bazillion vendors that'll walk through this door and say, dude, buy it does the world for you. And you might try it out, but if you've done it for about 6 months and nothing's happening, then it's time to shed that expense, especially right now in a shift where things have changed, all right? So the quicker you change, the easier everything will be. It's so simple, right? And it sounds daunting, shift, and oh my God, the market, the rates, the this, the that, the other thing. Just you make the adjustments. You do what you need to do. You're running a business, right? So.
How many in the year have been broke? Now, everybody has their definition of broke. Somebody may have $5,000 in the bank and say they're broke. Some may have their $10,000 broke. So If I ask the question, how many of you here has ever been broke or needed something? And they needed it right away. And you did what was necessary in order to make it happen that one time. Just keep doing it. That's the principle. Just keep doing it. Don't wait until you get to that moment. Just keep doing it. And you'll find yourself successful. You know, my definition of successful is being better than I was yesterday. Doing one more appointment than I did yesterday. Talking to one more person than I did yesterday. Okay, so don't convolute success being monetary.
Well, just to add to what you're saying, Fred, and thank you, is, focus on that one thing and stay consistent on it, right?
So
Focus
what
on
is
that
the
one
one
thing. Well, it depends on everyone.
Yes, they're one.
Lead gen,
Legion.
lead
We
gen.
all have the same one thing
prospecting.
as running a business. We all have the same one thing, and that's lead generation. But even in my calendar, I don't call it lead gen, I call it set appointments. Okay, that's much more like to what you're doing here. You got to set appointments. You could lead gen all day long, and that means paying a service to send you leads. That's lead gen, but it get you any money? Nope. You got to call these people. You got to set appointments. That's one thing.
We're gonna steal that from you for our block
What's that?
schedule. We're gonna go ahead and use that, right? Our setting appointment time.
Yes,
That's good.
set appointments. That's what it says on my calendar. That's what we do.
Less sales like that.
Beautiful.
Just less sales.
Any specific questions for either Frank or Fred Howard?
F and F.
F and
Frick and
F.
frack.
Frank and son.
Frick and frack.
Frank and son. Beautiful. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much.
Yeah, at 1:30, if you guys are interested, I'll be talking about that.
Right, 1:30, so come on.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you again, gentlemen. I hope that was value. It's just really a perspective, right? It's, doing the necessary activities, right, that leads you to opportunities. That's what it is. Because I can tell you, go this way, right? And if you go the opposite way, is that going to be your choice or my choice? That's going to be your choice, right? But if you follow the systems and models that we constantly preach every single time, it's going to result in something, an opportunity. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but don't give up, folks. Don't give up. Right, Fred? Right, Steve? Right, Sue? Right, Wendy? Yes, ma'am.
I was just gonna say, I saw Tony Robbins say something, coming across Instagram. But he said something that, it wasn't profound, but it's exactly what we need to hear right now.
Yeah.
And that is, he said, I don't care what business you're in, if you want to be successful, the one thing that's gonna set you apart is that you need to remain hungry.
Love that.
And honest to God, that is the number one thing, from the time I started in 2000 until right now. If you show that you're hungry and you're willing to do whatever it takes for a client, you're gonna get business, you're gonna close deals.
Love it.
So.
Yeah, awesome. Great point, Wendy. Thank you very much for sharing. Stay authentic. Yeah. Study the market, right, Ed? Study the market as well. As Frank said earlier, that really resonated with me is, we used to look at trends that were 6 months to a year, right? Now we have to eliminate that. We got to stay a little closer and tight when it comes to evaluations, right? 30 days, maybe pushing 60 days, because if rates go up, market is going to start stabilizing, coming down. If it stabilizes, then we kind of see the trend of where it's at. Right now, as Chris was saying, good thing it's coming down, or it went down, right? But we got to stay right on top of that multiple listing service, right? The MLS. Look at it consistently every day, and it'll tell you, it'll paint the picture for you as well. Good stuff. All right, you guys are awesome. All right, next we're gonna spearhead with Ed, I believe, in the shift. Let me make sure. Hey, Nat, what's the next slide? Oh, okay. So let me put this up a little bit. So Manny is going to be having his KW Mastermind Luxury Real Estate with Braden.
Brady Sanhol.
Yeah.
Brady is an active agent. He has a mega team out of the Palm Springs area. If you know him, know of him. He's also, part of the new leadership group nationwide. He's one of the directors of the luxury division with KW. Super awesome, very smart guy. Some of you met him in person, the LC retreat and went to the beginning of the year. So we're gonna have kind of like a mastermind, or more like a conversation really about the luxury. He's a hustler. He's at least, I think, twice a month, maybe 3 times a month, different state, different area, meeting different agents, luxury agents, right? So it's really kind of insider information about the trends in different areas. So if you guys doing luxury or want to break into luxury, it's gonna be kind of cool to ask some questions, hear some, I know, recent news or what have you. So I'm not sure where I'm gonna be physically. I might be here in this office, but we're gonna broadcast the over Zoom. So we're welcome to join from, comfort of your home with shorts, or come here and join us. That's 2 p.m. Well,
Yeah, 2 to 3. Yeah, Thursday, August 11th.
August 11th. Yeah, so you have time to prepare. No, it's gonna be over Zoom. Okay, so yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Manny. All right, next slide, please.
And
I think that, Chris already talked about the down payment assistant training. That'll be Friday, August 12th at 11 o'clock. And please RSVP as well. Is food going to be provided? Okay, so that's the reason we need RSVP. Manny, talk to us about Real Estate Live.
yeah, so I bring Oscar Wade, is one of the chief economists for CAR, for the County Association of Realtors. I bring him once a quarter or twice, 3 times a year. He's a statistics and graphs and data geek. He loves it and he's good at it. And it's awesome because he's really gonna get to dive deep into the recent trends. He's probably gonna do year to date or the last quarter at least, and talk about the next few months projections based on stats. We're gonna have him talk about this market share in Torrance area, probably Pedro, Long Beach, like our offices, right? And you can ask questions. He probably gonna be about 50 minutes presentation. Again, a lot of numbers. So drink 1 or 2 cups of coffee before, and then make your notes and ask him questions. Is awesome. So that's the 16th, not today, 10 a.m.
And by the way, we took that photo today.
Today. Right there.
Awesome. Thank you, Manny. All right. So please stay tuned. Hey, it's that time again. Pancakes. Who wants pancakes? Come on. I can put bananas, I can put blueberries, I can put strawberries, or I can just leave them plain. So Friday, August 19, 9:30 here at the office, myself and the staff and Ed, we will be flipping pancakes. Flipping pancakes, all right? So love to see you here. Just come in with a great smile and I will flip some pancakes for you guys, all right? That's again, we're gonna have some orange juice. Bring your own champagne. So again, pancake breakfast, Friday, August 13, 9:30 here at the office, okay? Every quarter, I do this and give back to our agents.
That's
So-
13 or 19, Simon?
19.
Did I say 13?
Yeah.
August 19th.
Okay.
August 19th. Awesome. All right. Next slide. First time home buyer seminar. We talked about that Saturday, August 27, 10 a.m., 10:30 to 11 o'clock here at the office. Please make sure to RSVP again. So that way Chris Rivera has a head count. Next slide. Oh, professional headshot. Oh my Lord. All right. Which of the photos wins?
I think I've done business with all of them.
Yeah, all these look like from the 80s, right? What was it called? Glamour shot? Well, that's the importance of making sure that you're constantly updating your headshots.
That's my favorite right there. With the diffusion lens.
I wonder what the photographer was saying to to her.
Open your eyes a little bit.
All right, guys. So your professional headshot for, if you need to update your photo, Wednesday, August 31st from 10 to 2 p.m. The cost is $45 and it'll be here, the setup. Huh? Cheyenne. No, it's not Cheyenne. It looks like it's Miles Reagan taking the photos. So yeah, please make sure to RSVP with Holland. That way we have a head count. Again, Wednesday, August 31st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All right, next slide. All right, King of the Hill. I wish Holland was here because she's really super excited about this. So if you are interested in participating and being part of the softball tournament, please let us know. Friday, September 23rd. It's going to be at 10 a.m. If anyone is interested, please email Holland, okay? It'll be at the Ernie Park and Baseball Field up in Rolling Hills Estates. The event sponsors will be Christy from Old Republic, the company, Home Inspection with Ray, and then Super Home Warranty with Justin Wills. All right. So if you have any questions, Holland is the one spearheading this for the South Bay office. Ask her any questions, and if you want to participate, please let Holland know. Okay. Any questions? All right. Next slide. Oh, that's it. I know we were going to talk about the shift too, so.
Son,
Yes, sir.
Can I have 2 minutes for the commercial for the contract class?
Yeah, absolutely. Come up here, Stephen.
Excellent. Happy birthday this month, Steve. Thank you. End of the month. Good afternoon. How are we all doing? Excellent. How many are contract experts in this room?
We're all are. You
Okay.
already.
Well, just because you only attended one of my classes does not make you a contract
Yes,
expert.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
it makes you more educated, but not an expert yet. All right. How many pages is our contract? Our current RPA. 16 pages of the standard contract. That's without all the supplementals. Okay. This Saturday, I'm going to be covering a class at the Keller Williams LA Harbor. That's the one on Western Avenue from 9 a.m. to noon. And the class isn't only about the contract itself. Okay. The class is actually titled, in which hopefully each of you had received emails about this. Okay. It's the 100+ questions most buyers and sellers ask about the contract and the contract transaction. So as an example, how many of you have only represented less than 2 buyers since you've been in the business? 2 buyers or less. Okay. At that point, if your buyer ends up writing an offer today with you and you close escrow, what's the date today? August 4th? 3rd August, you close August 4th, and they ask you the question of, okay, I close August 4th, so my first house payment then is going to end up being October 1. Is that correct? Okay, how many of us in this room would say that is the correct answer if escrow closes on October on September? Or actually, I worded that question wrong. Okay, if we end up closing escrow September 4th, okay, and they now say my first house payment will end up being October 1. Okay, how many would say that is correct?
No.
Why? The answer is it's not correct. Their first house payment is actually November 1st.
Right.
Okay, because it's called payments are in arrears. All right. Now, although I'm teaching a contracts class, is that part of the contract? No, but if you were actually writing up a contract in person with your buyer clients, I've never had a client not ask me, if my offer gets accepted today and we end up having a 30-day escrow, all right, when is my first house payment? We'll be covering questions such as that. Okay, so it's not just the real estate contract, it's the contract and transaction. So this Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to noon, Keller Williams, LA Harbor, that's on Western Avenue. Okay, I promise you will not learn everything you need to learn, but you're gonna walk out of there with more knowledge than you had when you first walked in. Any questions? Fabulous. Thank you, guys.
All right, any listing pitches that you want, buyer needs and wants? Yes, Wendy?
Two bedroom, two full bath, two balconies, it's an upper unit, it's a corner unit, it's a secure complex, so gated. Two side-by-side covered parking places come with it, it's right next to the unit. It has central heating and air, it has indoor laundry. It's right around the corner, literally just walk around the block, and there's a sports park that they just redone. It's super cool. It's a really nice
We're
park.
asking where.
So
Yeah, I saw
the
that.
address is 7221 Petrol Avenue, unit number 48. We were priced before at $469. We did a price reduction. No, we were at $459, and now we're at $449. The seller is super motivated. She's got a daughter with autoimmune problems. She's moving her out of the state to get her to a better climate. I think that she's really amenable to working with down payment assistance. We have a lender that can do spot approval so that you can use FHA financing. I think there's a really good opportunity here for somebody who guys working with a first-time home buyer. Please let us know if you have somebody that's interested or have any other questions.
I have a question on that.
The dues are what, 240? Yes, 240.
FHA, spot approval, will the seller or the HOA pay for the cost?
There is no cost to our lender, and it's only going to extend the escrow for 2 weeks approximately. It'd be a 45-day escrow, and our sellers are okay with that. So.
All right, thank you, Wendy. So she has a listing in the city of San Pedro. It's a condominium. What was the price again? The asking price for?
It's Paramount, California.
Paramount.
Oh, and Paramount, my apologies.
And the price is $449.
449. So it's a condominium in Paramount, 449. HOAs is what again?
240.
240. If you have any questions, email Wendy Soto.
Give it Soto.
All right.
And I have a client that's looking for Palace 30s, anything under 2.5 million, they can find it, but they want an ocean view, not a San Pedro, at least 3,000 square feet and 12.
Beautiful.
So if anybody knows, 2.5, they don't mind it being a fixer upper either, so.
Oh, we got one on Eastvale.
You just don't have the view.
Very good.
It's the view, I did send that to them, it was the view that they just,
What are you talking about?
It has an ocean view.
Very good. Anyone else? All right. Yes. Sam, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I have coming soon, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in Carson.
Speak up. I'm sorry, you have a what?
Oh, I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in Carson. Coming soon, it's being fixed, cleaned up right now, and it'll be priced at around 515. So looking for a buyer, hopefully we can close soon, because the seller already purchased a replacement home, so just wanted to have 2 mortgages. So
Beautiful.
anyone who has a buyer, just let me know, it'll be ready by next week.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Awesome. Sammy?
I have a 3-bedroom condo in Long Beach coming up in North Front area.
Okay.
Next.
Beautiful. Sammy, she has a listing in Long Beach. What's the asking price?
We were talking about it right now.
Okay.
But
It's not on the MLS yet? Okay, cool. If you have any questions, please reach out to Sammy Suda. All right, team, it is 1 o'clock. There is lunch here for you. So not the most healthiest, but we do have lunch for you. So thank you very much. Really appreciate you all. Thank you.